found this image from Julian, who is one of our mentors. He's a bit busy at the moment. He's doing some Spanish courses, that is Spanish concept art courses. This is an image from his art station, and I thought it would be really cool to try something different. Like, this is a much more finished image compared to the previous one. It's still a concept piece, as you can see here. Like, some of the edges and the blending is very concepty, but it's not illustrative like the previous one by Noah Bradley. So a couple of things to note with this image is, well, actually, first let's go to the brief, which thanks to Gordon for linking me to the Concept Start webpage, which was an awesome place to just get ideas. I hit the repeat button for as many, the rebrief button as many times as I could yesterday, and I was like finding all these really cool ideas, and I think it's a great place for you guys to go if you are totally just stumped as to what to do. So, setting as a bunker. Our subject is fantasy, hot and dry weather, which fits with what's here. A hostile mood. A soldier. It must have a soldier, and it's a cowboy shot. A cowboy shot is basically like a think the old westerns where you'd have this massive expanse in front of you in the camera, but there's a cowboy who sort of rides into the camera's view in the foreground, and we're looking like over his shoulder. So it's basically an element with the character in the foreground and this massive expanse of whatever you want in the background. So I think that'll work pretty well with this. And I don't know, 7 or 7.5 hours time frame. I think it's good to set a limit. How high this limit is or isn't, I don't think matters. If you're really fast, then you could make it lower. But I think the reason it's important is that you don't want to get bogged down on a particular thing, because the process which you learn fastest is by repeating and like restarting. And if you get too sucked into one thing and frustrating over something, you need to sort of step back, take a step back and go do something else. And then maybe like in 6 months' time, you could come back to this image and try and reattempt it or fix up what you didn't like. So, so about this particular image, I think like there's a couple of issues with the horizon line. Like, these mountains tend to be sort of the horizon line tends to be about sort of here, and then he's got something like stuff going up here, so it kind of feels like in this image we've got two pieces like this. This is one perspective that we're kind of looking down onto this terrain, and then this piece in the foreground here, we're sort of looking out towards the horizon like this. So pick your horizon line if you want it to be up here or you want it to be down here. I'd say sort of split the difference and make it about there. And I think in terms of this content, like if you can find something really big and bulbous to fill up this left-hand portion, and then for all of this, like, you don't have to copy, like, don't treat this in the same way as our previous thing challenge where we were trying to replicate exactly what Noah had done, but just create it into a photograph. Take this as more of an inspiration to add your own sort of ideas to it. So, for instance, I had an idea when I saw this and I saw our briefing. I thought, okay, it's fantasy, a bunker, a soldier, it's hostile, it's hot and dry. The only thing that doesn't fit in my head is the hot and dry in terms of the idea I have, and that is we sort of create a horizon line. Let's say like a horizon line like here, and have basically all this we've got to find content for, and then a sort of a bunker. The bunker would be the foreground element piece, which if we do it as by the way, I'm terrible at thumbnailing, so excuse my my thumbnails, but let's just try and find a tool that I can actually use that's good for this. Maybe this will do. No, let's just continue. So if we imagine a bunker in the foreground here, that is, say, like down the left here, and then we have like a portal window. So let's just make all of this black, and down here. So we're sort of looking out through a window. That's probably needs to be a bit bigger. And then we have our character here sitting, standing here with his rifle or something, and we're looking out to something that's going down out here. It could be, you could take inspiration off this little alien spaceship, and maybe there's like several of them crashed down here. Or another idea is, because we've got this moon here, we could potentially have this be, let's say like here could be our horizon, and say, imagine we're on some massive asteroid and we're like floating through space. So all of this out here would be like dots of stars and nebula and like space stuff, and then you could put some kind of content through the bottom to sort of break up this this horizon. So that's just one idea. Go with whatever you feel like, and yeah, try and stick to under 8 hours, which would be like one working day. So that's actually really short amount of time to create a map painting. So I'm not really expecting that. If you want to do more, just do more, but try and stick to a time frame so that you're not just sinking all your time into this one idea. And make sure you post your work in progress on the Academy group. It's a great place because I can see it while I'm at my studio, so I can give you guys feedback like throughout the day, not just in the evenings, because when I get in the evenings I have to do a lot of other stuff, so I don't always get around to it.